Holy shit, that's the wrong one. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Heroines of the Cherry Blossom. It is Friday, April 15th, 2016, and before the intro for the show, we'd like to take a second to thank Bob Ackery, who happens to just be some generic music on Windows Media Player, for giving us that sweet intro before our actual intro started. Thanks, Bob. I hope your smooth jazz is super smooth. But it's Friday! We're here. As always, I am the head maid in charge, Pizza Maid, and as always, I have with me the leader of the Geisha clan and the Yukaza Sushi Geisha.
Hello.
Is it Yukaza? Yakuza. I was way off.
It's okay.
I'm really excited. Because we've been gone for 2 weeks and we're back. Guess who's back? Tell a friend. It's awesome. We've had a lot that's happened, though, in these last 2 weeks. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to join last week on the podcast because I was making some overtime, getting that money. Had to do it. So I'm back in action this week and ready to chat with you guys about all things video games and otomes and all points in between. We're going to talk about some husbandos tonight. We're going to talk about some great games. We're going to talk about the new crack addictions that we've picked up in the form of mobile apps. And we're going to talk about love. Because who doesn't like to talk about love? Right? I mean,
correct.
You've had some pretty exciting news in these last 2 weeks. I think if there's any way to start off our usual "What are you playing?" segment, I think now's the time. I'm very proud to announce, everybody, the future is here with Mrs. Sushi Geisha Sebastian Stardew. I don't think your last name has Valley in it, so we're just Sushi Geisha Stardew is it. Sebastian Stardew. Congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you.
Tell us all about it.
Well, I finally got to marry Sebastian in Stardew Valley, which is awesome. It took me about 25 hours and just me, because I didn't want to rush it, but I also am a terrible, terrible farmer, but I really know how to romance, if you know what I mean. So, I did a pretty good job, I think. It was pretty intense. He has 10 hearts, and you can only talk to them once, maybe twice a day. You can give them 2 presents a week, which help. And then along the way, you unlock cutscenes with them that are like little special shared moments. So it was a lot of fun. I actually used a mod that I think I talked about the podcast before. So it changed his look a little bit, but I loved him. He was this giant computer nerd. And he gave up his dreams of moving to the city, moved to a shitty farm with me and a cat named Yosuke and 2 chickens named Chie and Yukiko. So it's pretty awesome. I haven't really touched it since the wedding. Yeah, it was the chase, I think. It was a chase. But he does, it's a challenge. He does a lot of really cute stuff even after you get married, like really, really sweet, sweet things. So if you like kind of crafting and farming games along with the social aspect of it, I would really encourage you to check it out. I will go back to it, but this game actually got me able to, ready to tackle Fire Emblem. So I moved on. But he's still in my heart. He's still there. He's still adorable. I have pictures of him on my phone that I send to people randomly, like Pizza got one today. So, it's fun. Yeah. And I know you had started out going after Sebastian, but then you met his friend, Sam.
Yeah, I was originally going for Sebastian, and then Sebastian cock blocked me with his bedroom door, and I was like, all right, fuck that noise. I'm not down with it. It really made me look like stranger danger, and it was more than enough of a reason for me to go, you know what? I don't want to look like stranger danger. I'm better than that. I'm a bigger person. So, on a whim, I was...
One of us has to be. One of us has to be.
But he eventually opened his door for you, did he not? You opened the door not only to his bedroom, but to his heart.
Yep, I was there every morning at 9 a.m. Shop opened at 9 a.m. I woke that asshole up, went right into his room, kicked open the door, walked right up to his bed, was like, hey, how's it going? Here's a present, and then I went about my business every day.
See, I didn't have the energy for it. And then I stumbled across Sam. Because Sam has a little brother or a little sister. Clearly, I don't care much about the sibling, about my future brother or sister-in-laws, but I saw the little kid, and I was like, oh, little kid, you're cute. And then I saw Sam. And I was like, whoa, Sam's really interesting. And then I realized Sam's a Super Saiyan. In Stardew Valley exists one Super Saiyan, and it's Sam. Coincidentally, he also plays in a band with Sebastian, and he likes pizza. And I was like, that's it. 1, his name matches my soulmate's. 2, he looks like a Super Saiyan. 3, he likes pizza. These are all the qualities that I need to know, that I need to go after this man. So I'm only 3 hearts in, and I've spent all my money on pizza slices for him. I'm just waiting for his heart to open for me. I'm just waiting. So...
Yeah, I've heard that well, I know for Sebastian, getting his favorite stuff was ridiculous. Like, I had to fish. Have you tried fishing in that game?
It's hard.
Like, I'm terrible.
It's hard. I've given up. I've given up on it. It doesn't exist.
Too, I think Smashy said there's a mod that you can get that makes it easier. But I was like, I'm not going to mod a game for fishing. Like, he's just going to have to go without his fish. So, like, I would check the bar every day to see if they had his favorite food, which is sashimi, and randomly they would have it. And then also I checked the little cart vendor out by the lady where you buy your chickens and your animals to look for a void egg, and of course she had one like after I had him maxed, but I bought him one anyway because I spoil him like that. So but it was just like finding the gifts for them was really, really tough. Oh, Emma, you use the mod? I might have to check it out then, because I like fishing. Like in Animal Crossing, I can just zone out and fish for hours. But in this game, I kept like, I don't know what I'm doing. It reminded me of the fishing kind of in Persona 4, where you kind of have to like line it up and everything. And I'm not good with that, so I just gave up. But I know that Sam liked pizza, because every time I had it to give to Sebastian as kind of like a backup. And I would talk to Sam. He'd be like, do you smell that pizza? It smells really good. I'm like, no, this is not for you. Back off.
I'm coming. I'll give you your pizza. I swear, honey. I'm sorry. I've been busy working.
Did you get any cutscenes with any of the villagers yet? Because you get them with everyone, I think.
I think I got it with Penny. And I think it's been completely accidental that we became friends. Like, we accidentally became best friends, and at first I thought she was becoming a love interest, so I'm like, no, I don't want to love on you. I want to love on Sam. You don't play in a band. But I think I picked up one cutscene with her, and I think that was at, like, the 3 or 4 heart mark, if I'm not mistaken. So, and it happened to me in the summertime, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was the summertime that we picked it up. So that's all. I haven't really gotten that far much else. There's the girl that has the other swooshy hair that I think is either friends. I like to believe that she secretly has a thing for Sebastian because she's kind of like emo girl.
Abigail?
I don't like her.
Abigail?
She needs to get out of my life. She needs to get out the valley because she's trying to get on our men, and I am not down with it. She is a Band-Aid. She's a fucking groupie. She just wants to throw her panties at them, and I will be the first person to strangle her with her own panties.
She plays in the band with them.
Well, she needs to not be in the band anymore. No.
So
she's a Yoko.
I hated her from day one, because when you go to that festival where they're like, oh, go dance with a person, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm gonna dance. He fucking says no. there's no way in hell you can dance with the person you want. And she danced with Sebastian. And at that moment, I was like, you're dead to me, Abigail. Like, I don't want anything to do with you. Back off. So what I did is I got Smashy to play the game, and I distracted Abigail with Smashy. So Smashy's all about Abigail. He like loves Abigail.
He
So
would.
we were trying to pull them apart in our own games. So we would be in vent talking. I'd be like, your girlfriend is out here talking to my boyfriend. What is going on? Like, come get your girl. Come get her. I'm gonna hurt her. Back off. So it was interesting to say the least. But actually, one thing we found out is so they all have birthdays. And, you can check the calendar on the wall next to the shop to find out when their birthdays are. And if you give them their favorite gift on their birthday, which Abigail you can actually do thanks to a freaking fairy that makes your pumpkins grow the day before her birthday, you like are boosted like 3 hearts, like instantly. And so Smashy, like by October, he was like 6 hearts in, where by October I was barely like 4, you know? And but the bad side to that is that it kind of changes the order of your cutscenes because you kind of pushed past some of them at times. So not only are they totally random based upon like the time of day, the weather, because sometimes you had to be at the mine while it rained between 2 and 4, and then you get a cutscene. Like they're really specific. So after he like bumped her hearts up, it kind of threw off some stuff for him. So he kind of had to backtrack, and he went to the Wikipedia and like tried to line it up so he could unlock some of them. So you have to be careful rushing the hearts. But I think I mentioned it last time. Both Smashy and I, we still had to wait till after winter to get the necklace because you have to give them 10 hearts. But 8 hearts, you can buy a bouquet. I think it's 8 hearts, and it's like 200 gold. And you give it to them, and that's kind of like you proposing in a way. Or maybe that is 10-10. I don't know. Smashy will correct me. And then you have to wait for an amulet, and that only comes on the little... So if you go to the beach, and you know that bridge to the right that you have to rebuild?
Yeah.
Once you rebuild that bridge, there's a guy that stands over there when it rains. And every time of the year except for winter, and you have to buy an amulet from him. It's like 5,000 gold. And then you can get married. Okay, so Smashy says it is 8 out of 8 hearts. You buy the bouquet and then give it to him, and it's kind of like you proposing in a way, or letting them know that you're interested in that amulet is like, putting a ring on it.
Do they give you at 10 hearts like a bottle or a vial of poison to poison Abigail and actually kill her off out of the Stardew Valley?
No, but here's the thing, and this is I made this note in the show notes too. On Tumblr, I was going through the tag because I'm obsessed, and they had a screenshot of how like someone had married Sam. And Sebastian still goes to Sam's empty room and stands in front of the keyboard, like all alone by himself. So I like to think that maybe Abigail does that. Like there's no one in there, and she's just standing there like by herself waiting. Yeah, I don't know of a mod where you can actually kill her.
They need to do something because she's the Ted Cruz of Stardew Valley. Not to throw politics into this, but she is Ted Cruz. She doesn't belong in my valley. She doesn't belong in my farm. She doesn't belong anywhere near my man. Even my former flames. Abigail can go swim very far, far away in somebody else's game. She can go to Smashy's game, but not mine. I do not like Abigail. I wish nothing but ill will towards her. I wish that she trips on a rock and just stays in a grassy area forever. Ever.
That's unfortunate. But the good thing is that in a upcoming, I guess, patch or expansion, I don't know the term they're using for it, you can actually marry Emily and Shane.
Really?
I don't know why a lot of people like Shane. They really like him. He disturbs me greatly. Like I don't even want to talk to him.
Mm.
And um Emily is like it seems like she's supposed to be paired up with like what's his name? Clint, who's the blacksmith, because he has you do like little quests for her.
Wait,
Um
Emily's supposed. Oh, they have. Okay, I'm confusing. I'm confusing it with the doctor. I think is it.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, Emily's the blue-haired. She is Haley's sister. And Haley is a royal bitch. Like every time I talk to her, she's like, "You smell. You look stupid. I don't like you."
Who's the one with the brown hair that's usually by the general store or he's in the bar? And if you try to even talk to him, he's just like, I don't fucking know you. And then I just want to be like,
Shane.
that's Shane? Fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Fuck
Yeah,
him to the moon.
he won. Like fans said they want to date Emily and Shane next, so they're adding that.
He's like super Sundeer though. He's like, I don't want to
Yeah,
be friends with him. I don't. I don't even want to invite
I
him
know.
to my house. No.
Lorelai, she may really like him. Or Healbot on Twitter, she was talking with me about because she was ahead of me in Stardew Valley. Like she plays it religiously, so she was giving me kind of pointers, and she was talking about Shane, and she's like, "You might like him," and I was like, "No, no," but. And I was on Tumblr last night and someone had already written like a fan fiction post for his backstory. And it was intense. Like it was fucked up. Like it was not like I felt depressed reading it. Like I was just like, wow, you people are serious about this game. So
As
I don't know,
if
but that's coming out.
that's gonna be crazy that they have like developed backstories. Like I feel like this is a soap opera forming as the Stardew turns or something
It's a
like that.
huge like if you ever get bored on Tumblr, which I don't know why you would, but you should really check out the tag, the Stardew Valley tag. People love this game. Like it's crazy. And
Tumblr.
Mocha's right. Tumblr is a dark place.
Spot on. Tumblr is basically what YouTube is in many ways. It's just like an abyss. It just you keep falling down that hole and you'll never get out of that hole. But if you at least
Yeah.
pick up the K-pop tag, it's an
Yeah.
enjoyable hole to fall down. Gifts are great.
Yeah.
Gifts are great.
But so that's all I haven't touched. I haven't gone back to Stardew yet. I need to check in on him and make sure the farm's okay and he stays up so late. Like I'll be waiting. Like I don't want to go to bed till he gets in the bed, Sebastian. So I'll just stand there and he's just standing in the kitchen. And I don't have any lights in my kitchen, so it's like totally dark. I'm really bad at this game.
I spent all my money on a bouquet. I couldn't afford candles or light fixtures.
Oh my God, money in that game. Like I was so bad at making it the first year. I'm like, I watch my money. I'm
Mm.
like, really? That costs 3,000 gold? Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's gonna take you 3 days to build it on my property? I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how. My Sam, you don't want to see my shitty farm. It is really bad. Like, it's like I feel terrible because I crushed his dreams of like moving on with his life and moved him to a shitty farm, like in the middle of a town that he hates. And what was so great is I think I posted this on Twitter. He came out one morning because he helps you like keep part of the farm going and he'll take care of the animals like the cat and stuff. And he came out and he was like, "Wow, I was gonna water the plants, but it's already taken care of. You're a really good farmer." And I built like two shitty sprinklers. Like that's all it is. I'm like, "Yeah, babe, I'm messed out there. Don't venture far." Like, but I'm the best farmer. Like I feel terrible.
Baby, my nickname's John Deere because I work so well on the farm. My name's John Deere. I got this. It's
Right.
casual.
Oh, there's a great. Okay, this will be the last thing I mentioned. Sorry. There is a great fan art on Tumblr because your spouse will help repair like fences and stuff like that. And There was a great fan art of Sebastian with his shirt off, like working on the fence, and the main character was just like, "I'm just gonna watch you from over here," because that's what he says to you all the time while you're like chopping down trees and shit. He's like, "I just enjoy watching you. I'm gonna watch you from over here," and it was great. It was really good fan art, but yeah, you guys should definitely check out Stardew Valley. It's really, really, it's fun. It's a really fun game. It has the nice social love aspect and it's crafting and farming. It's great. I'm not a hillbilly cat. I'm not.
Call me John Deere because I'm gonna plow your field.
um,
This is why we can't have nice
uh,
things, stream. This is why we can't have nice things.
moving on. um, I've been still doing Warcraft Garrison stuff as usual. That's pretty much all I did. I think I changed my hair and outfits again. Um,
Aw.
and that's pretty much it. But I kind of wanted to do a quick interview with you about Warcraft because I didn't know that you had. I guess I knew you had played it, but I never really thought about it until you did that post
Mm.
on your blog. So, thanks for that because it was interesting. But I
Oh.
kind of wanted to do a quick and dirty interview with you just to find out because I am a Warcraft nerd as well, so I was just curious about stuff that you had experienced.
Yeah.
Um, so when did you start Warcraft?
I started Warcraft in 2009? 2009, if I'm not mistaken. It was definitely during Wrath of the Lich King.
Yeah,
I'm a blueberry
me
WoW
too.
kid. I missed Burning Crusade, and I missed Vanilla, but I still ran Molten Core and all of those. But I had gotten in there, didn't know what I wanted to play. The first tune that I rolled was a Night Elf Priestess named Raylana, and
Hmm.
I've grown to love all elves in that game. I wound up maining a Night Elf Death Knight named Alikara, and that's still the reason why my battle tag is as it is because I can't change it, and that's what a lot of people knew me by. I did some raiding. I did relevant content in Wrath and Kata, but by Mists of Pandaria, I just didn't care. But the big thing that I
Yeah.
was into was doing battlegrounds and PvP. I did a lot of
Okay.
arena. I ran a double deeps comp with myself and an ex of mine at the time. We ran Frost DK, Arms Warrior 2v2 Deeps comp, and we got pretty high up there. I think we got about 1600. But I also did rated battlegrounds with a guild that I was playing with, and at the time, I think I got up to as far as 1900, almost 2000 on my Death Knight. It was a lot of fun. I was really good bait as a Death Knight because I was really good
Yeah.
at just using Chains of Frost and then Numbing Cold and then just going to town on them. And my preference was dual wielding axes. That was my specialty. A lot of the fan art that I
Mhm.
had for Alikara had her with a great sword, which always led everyone to believe that she was a Blood Knight. I'm like, no, 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 don't get it twisted. I've always been a Frosty one. I'm the Frosty Queen.
Yeah.
Loved it. But I played mainly on Doomhammer because the folks that I was doing a podcast with, that was where their guild was. And for many, many years, we had good times, and then things progressively started getting bad. And then it got worse, and then it got worse. And then shit hit the fan. A whole lot of stuff went down, and I said it in the post, but it's so true. It's just that community really broke me down as a person. I just didn't
It can.
feel like it was very united. There was a lot of segregation, a lot of black sheep that were casted just for being outsiders. A lot of social cliques and circles were formed, and I just didn't want to be a part of that anymore. So, coincidentally, by the time that happened, me and my boyfriend at the time were no longer together. I decided I was just going to go on a clean slate, look for new MMOs. And then a year later, after I had to go into Twitter witness protection for a personal incident happening in real life, I found Final Fantasy XIV, which I had known about during beta, but I didn't get a chance to play for a while. I had started I played it live when it first launched, and then I had to take a couple months on hiatus because my laptop broke. And then once I finally got a new laptop, I was like, I could play Final Fantasy XIV again. And coincidentally, my FC leader now was one of my former guildies in WoW. And he's like, we don't speak of the WoW past. We don't speak of the frozen years. I'm like, okay. But I really did love Alikar, and I still do in so many respects. I had a really developed backstory for her as a Night Elf Death Knight. She was a blacksmith and a miner, and she had this really great, character that I just developed with her just from interacting with other people, where, she is just this dumb piece of ice, but there's good behind her. There was a good heart behind her, but she just killed people to protect the innocent, those who couldn't defend themselves. And I like that concept that kind of grew organically on her, and I loved her for it. But when came time for me to bid farewell to her, it was pretty hard. I didn't like it, and I didn't know if I'd ever bring her back because I didn't want to rehash or kind of reopen those can of worms. But I recently did in Final Fantasy XIV. I made Alikara again as a Duskwight Elizin, and she's super cute. She's so super cute. Yesterday, I was actually having a really bad day because I got some pretty shitty news. So I went I did some retail therapy, and I went shopping on the Mog Station. She's got a bathing suit and a maid suit and 10 pots of dark blue dye. And I gave her something else, too. I don't remember what I gave her. I gave her something else. I went shopping on her. I went to town. But I'm just trying to reconnect with the good. I don't want her to be a complete kind of symbol of what my past WoW years were. I want her to still be the person that I loved when I started playing that game and the dedication that I had. So I'm hoping that the revival and a new environment will be better. But I think the community in Final Fantasy XIV, I think every community, MMO or RPG, whatever, they're going to have their bad sides. They're going to have their cons to them. But overall, Final Fantasy XIV still has a really good community. They're still very tightly knit and closely bonded. Everyone's really objective and open-minded. And there's little to no, qualms or issues. I mean, they arise from time to time, but that's normal. But I still think it's far from toxic the way WoW was. I'm like, wow, I don't know if I can ever go back to it. And if I do I want to go back and rehash those days with Alikar again? Do I want to go back and being a PvP fiend? Because I was an evil bitch. And I had no remorse for anybody that I played on PvP with. I was a fucking animal. And I literally got challenger titles for it. I was a bitch in PvP and arenas. But I loved it. That's still very much part of my life. So, who knows?
So when you were playing Warcraft, I know for Sav and myself, we both started in Wrath as well. We're Wrath babies, and we wear the title proudly. We always have a area where maybe if we're having a rough day or we kind of want to get away from the rest of the game, we would go and just listen to the music and walk around. For me, it's two areas. It's the Night Elf starting area as well as the Blood Elf starting area. Well, and I guess the Draenei starting area, so probably 3. Because those are my 3 races that I always constantly race change back and forth into Blizzard or shit for no reason. But do you have a place that you would go, or that thinking back on it maybe now you would go to kind of zone out and relax?
If the cataclysm never happened, I would return to Darkshore, which is the 10 to 20 area for Alliance Night Elves. I absolutely love Darkshore. I found so many hidden eggs in that area. It was so much fun. I love the quest lines that happened there, especially the quest line where you could either be the Moonkin or the bear or the tiger, and you kind of have your little spirit guide. I thought that was really cool. And there's actually, if you get from the dock and go left as if you're going up towards the orcs, which is I think going towards Ashura, I can't remember, there is an open hole area that you fall into, and it's like a waterfall area, and you don't realize it that if you go all the way down, and you can find your way back up too, or you can just Hearthstone back to your original location. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's like a jeweled, like, water crystal area. I'm like, holy shit, hiding spot forever. I love it. So I would always go there or Dalaran. Love Dalaran. Yeah. Dalaran was the coolest place to me. You know, City in the Clouds is just my kind of place. Like, that's my idea of home. So every time that I was in Dalaran, I had nothing but good laughs and memories. I did little random parades with guildies in that area. So when
God, I still lead the Mammoth Parade. It may just be me, Smashy, and Sab, but I still lead a Mammoth Parade doing the train around the...
Yeah, no, and that's okay. That's okay. I fucking loved it. I loved it. I think, where do I have my Mammoth? I used to use my motorcycle that someone crafted for me. I had a fucking bitchin' motorcycle, and it was amazing. It was a 2-seater. I could always I always sat, like, the significant other in the little 2-seater. I was always the driver. He could be the passenger. But I love Dalaran. I love the areas. Also, I think the starting area for the DKs is my favorite, because my main man is there, and I had to find him in a house getting beaten in the basement, and he was shirtless, and I saved him. I love him. Kotira, rest in peace. I love you. I love you, boo. That's also a favorite area of mine. I just like the Death Knight starting area. I thought that was a very cool storyline. I like how you can obtain your mount. I like how you can see a naked Blood Elf Death Knight shirtless. That gave me my dedication, and that was the reason I actually went Frost, was because of him. It was because of that man. Loved him. Kultir.
Yeah, I know. Sab, he'll just create a new DK just to play it, and just to play that starting area again. He really likes it.
I love it.
He likes the story and everything. He has, actually, I think 2 DKs, one Horde and one Alliance side. But the one Alliance side is not max right now. But yeah, did you? I know you RP in Final Fantasy. Did you RP in Warcraft at all?
No. I mean, the extent of the RP for me, unfortunately, because I was playing on a PvE server and a PvP server, I wanted to try an RP server, and I wanted to try, I think it was Moonguard was the, like, premier RP server. That and another one. I can't remember. And I remember I got too scared. Like, I made it to the Goldshire Inn, and shit got really fucking weird real fast. And I was like, you know what? I can't do this. Like, this isn't working for me. But being that I was on PvE and PvP servers, there really weren't many people. I was more trying to keep myself alive, so I didn't have a chance to RP. So the extent of my RPing was my boyfriend at the time, he thought he was being funny, so he gave me the Rock, which is that big-ass ring that costs like 1,000 gold or 500 gold. And he's like, we need to plan our World of Warcraft wedding. And I was like, all right.
Oh, God.
Suit yourself. Let's do this. And it actually ended up never coming to fruition, but... one of our friends was like, I'll really get officiated. We're like, it's not a real wedding. Shit's not really happening, I promise you. And besides, it would be too hard.
I need to find you a video. It's an old video of a wedding that was trying to take place on a PvP realm.
It couldn't be done.
I will emphasize the word trying to be done.
The fact that I couldn't even wear, like, my wedding dress without wearing my dual axe shields, because I wouldn't have resilience. I would purposely have to keep on my PvP gear for my resilience. And they
didn't have transmog back then.
No, they didn't. And it was even worse because it would be like we would try to do something romantic, and I'd be like, oh, hi, you know, let's do something cute together. Oh, wait, let's go kill this motherfucker. Horde's coming after us now. Let's get the Holy Paladin first. Let's silence him and take care of everyone else. So I will say it was made for great laughs, but it's hard to be romantic in Warcraft. And I remember even having old friends be like, oh, you know, we should start looking for houses. We're like, you can't go into the house. All the houses are dilapidated because the cataclysm came. Like, you can't live in the house. This isn't going to work. So
no,
it was hard to RP in that game.
Yeah, we RP'd once, we're on a RP server right now, but it's overtaken by PvE people. So it's kind of fun if you want to do like content.
Mhm.
And everyone seems pretty decent for a Warcraft server. um, and so we went to the Dead Scar, which is in the Blood Elf starting area. And for those of you who may not know Warcraft, that's where the Lich King came into the Blood Elf area. He broke their protectors' protection and walked right up to Silver Moon, and all these Blood Elves died, and the scar is still there. It'll never regrow, and there's a lot of undead around there. And at the end of it, there's like I forget the term, but they're all around Northern End where they have the I want to call them. I'm thinking like the Zagat guide, but that's not it. They're the floating thing where all the undead and like patchwork hang out and ghouls and stuff. But
Oh.
they have one. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's at the other end, and so we got some friends together, including my mother and father, who don't know how to RP, but we were trying to educate them. Hey, Sam.
Hey, Sam.
And so we're walking down there, and we're talking like and say about this area, like trying to get into the RP, and my mom just could not get it. Like she was just really struggling. So we walk all the way down the Dead Scar and all the way back, and we get to Silver Moon, and we're kind of like saying, okay, well, that was fun. Maybe we'll try it again. And all of a sudden, she yells, "There's evil here." And we're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what? What are you talking about?
Oh, Mama Sushi.
She tried so hard. So, like, we were just like, thanks. Thanks for participating. Like, a little late, but you're getting it. Like, you're understanding what we're saying. So we never did. I mean, she just yelled it. It was hilarious.
Wait.
But,
Did she yell this in chat, or did she yell this on, like, actual chat?
No.
Like, vent?
In say. No,
Oh,
in say. So
okay.
everyone in the area heard it and saw it. And they're probably like, what the hell is this? Not that there's a lot of people in the Blood Elf Starting area ever, but yeah, it was. I think the rest of us were in vent, and I think we just fell over laughing. Like, what is she doing? Like, what? But she tried. She gave it her all, and so, yeah. So I don't want to take up the whole time, but to quickly go through other things. So I picked up Tamagotchi Life again.
Yes.
After we talked about it before.
Uh-huh.
I found out that during, like, when you're not playing, your characters can divorce and, like, stuff. Like, I went to my part of the town where everyone lives, like, in houses. I had gotten a divorce from Sano. And I was, like, really upset. Like, really upset. Until I remembered I had added a cloud to the island. But before I remembered that, I added another sushi to the island. So now there's 2 sushis and 1 cloud.
Oh no, love
around my island.
That's going to be a love triangle for you and Cloud and you.
Right? So I think I'm going to add Noctis, Zach, and Vincent and stuff, to add it to the mix. But I was curious, who do you think I should add for me and Smashy? Because Smashy's still single. You're still married. You don't have kids yet, but you guys are happily married. I checked on you. You're fine.
Thank you. You haven't thought about adding Leo yet? I'm actually a little surprised about this.
No, I didn't. I need to. I'll add Leo.
What about your persona husbando? Is he there?
Yes, he's there, and he's married.
To who?
A friend from Twitter, Wolfie.
Damn.
They have like 10 kids. So.
They've been getting busy.
Yeah, no, and what's funny is I've added all Persona characters. All of them. It's bad. that. But no, I need to move on to Fire Emblem. You're absolutely right. I will add Leo, Jacob.
And
I'll add them all.
Sabella? What about Sabella? Is he in the game?
He is, but he always plays a girl, so I made him a girl. Guess who he's married to?
Smashy.
He's married to no. Smash is single and doesn't leave his apartment. Um, Sab is married to Toshi from Hakuoki. Like happily married. Like very happily married.
I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like this is like the ideal match made in heaven. Like I feel like it's a true OTP, but it was just kind of under the radar all this time. But now that you mention it, I
Yeah.
could see Sab and Toshi. That would be a good marriage. Like they would have the
Yeah.
right personalities to mesh well together.
Oh, and Mocha mentioned yes, Xander. I will add Xander as well from Fire Emblem. And in Smashy's game, Sav is married to Logan Thackeray from Guild Wars 2. And in Smashy's game, he's married to Pochako.
No! We've joked about that far too much for that to be real.
He married her. He about fell out the other night. And he was like, when did this happen?
Sanako doesn't love you anymore, Smashy. No matter how many
and
figures you
Sonica's
buy.
my best friend in his game. So I'm sitting there probably talking so much shit about Smashy to her that she'll never, like, go out. He married Pochako.
Wow.
So I will be adding Pochako to my game in the hopes that she and Smashy will find each other. And he'll be married to her twice.
I feel like you know who Smashy should get hooked up with? I feel like Smashy would be perfect with like a Yondir kind of character, like Yuna Yuna Gasao, or is that her name? From from Diary, the Future Diary. I feel like he would be good with her. I feel like that's the dedication he needs.
He loves those kind of women. In video games and anime.
I'm not
He's
surprised.
all about the quirky ones.
I'm not surprised. He would want somebody to like kill for him, literally.
Toma. Mocha. I'll add Toma. I will. I'll find a perfect room setup that looks like a cave. I think I have a jail. I think there's a prison one. I'll just put that as his room.
What about the
That would
boy
be
from
awesome.
Clap?
Oh yeah. Akito.
Akito. He deserves to get a
Okay.
chance. Yeah. Or even Iroha from Men of Yoshiwara. Like I feel like he deserves a spot too.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll add them all. I will
Okay.
add them all and I will keep you updated on the progress.
Okay.
So
Sounds good.
So I did pick up Fire Emblem and I'm treating it very seriously
Mhm.
after getting through Sebastian. So I'm 3 chapters away from actually getting Leo on my side now. And then I'm just going to power level the love interest and I probably won't finish the game. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm doing better at the game and I'm actually understanding the maps more. So it's really fun, but I'm being extremely casual. I think I'm playing Phoenix mode. So like the other night I was playing, I was like, you know what? You're going to come back next turn, so I'm just going to let this person kill you because I don't feel like moving you or doing anything to save you. So I'm really shitty at that game. So for all you Fire Emblem fans that just heard that, I apologize. You can judge me if you want. I don't care. I'm going for Leo. That's the only reason I'm playing this game. But you didn't get the game, right? You wanted to get the game and then you had a problem?
Yeah, me and Nintendo support did not see eye to eye, and I was apparently like some very slim minority that, for whatever reason, can't download the game digitally. And I was like, well, if you're not going to help me digitally after I gave you my money, then you're not going to get my money and me buy a physical copy. So I kind of cut ties with it, and I tried to make myself feel better by buying Rune Factory 4. Because there's a butler in there that I can marry, and he's pretty good looking, and I like the colors of the game. When anything has pretty
So
pastel
you did
colors.
want Jacob.
I did. I wanted Jacob so bad because I wanted to tap his head and, well, both heads. I wanted to tap them both.
Oh.
And let's all be honest here. We all wish that we could scroll on the love interest part. But listen, I would be okay with just having his head. But yeah, he was so cute, and he had this really like debonair look about him. Yet he still wanted to serve his master. I was like, yeah, I'm down. Let's do it. And the fact that you can't play a maid, like you can have a maid in your party, but you can't play as a maid, made me a little sad. So I was like, it's not too much of a loss for me not being able to play, but I am bummed that I don't get to love on Jacob. So I was kind of bummed.
Yeah. So what's the deal with butler and maids for you? Like, I know you have a big fetish for that.
I don't, honestly, it hasn't been a very long time that I've been into butlers and maids. I think it's actually just started forming. But I kind of blame it on Kame no Maid-sama, the anime. It's a really...
Oh, right.
It's a really, really funny anime. And this was maybe just a few months ago. But I just liked the whole, let me serve you, let me be your master. I think it's just that, I guess, level of loyalty and fidelity. Like, it's like, regardless of what you ask, regardless of what you want me to do, I just want to take care of you because, to me, you are that important of a person. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean in the sense of putting them on a pedestal, but just wanting to be subservient to someone. Like, that's a very strong character trait of mine that I would like to, apply to my own life with my own significant other. I mean, Sam, I'm not going to wear maid dresses every day and serve you breakfast in bed. Don't get it twisted. But I do want to take care of you for the rest of your life and let you know that you're number one. And that's what I feel like I like about butlers and maids. And I like that they have this very clean-cut, pure look about them. Like, there is a level of innocence with maids. Like, I've always been entranced by Gothic Lolita stuff, but maids has always intrigued me more. So I want to be a maid, and I want a butler in my life who will make me breakfast in bed. So, yeah. Yeah. That's
Okay, well, I was just curious.
Yeah.
So I'm still playing Animal Boyfriend. I'm now level 32. Well, Takashi is level 32.
Whoa.
Yeah. I found out the last event, which was the school festival, was ending, and I had a bunch of things that re-energized him. So I did all of it, and I finished it as rank 79. So I got tons of like outfits and cool stuff for him.
What?
Yeah, there's a new event right now called the Beast Boys, but I don't have as much energy as I usually do, it seems, in the other events. But I'm still gonna try and get a high rank for that because the free stuff is pretty cool. But I wanted to see how you were doing because I know we've been fairly close in level.
Yeah, actually, I haven't played. I got distracted because I picked up a new crack addiction. In mobile app wise, not real drugs. Let me be clear. But because of that, Samo-chan's been sleeping a lot. But I saw that I had this one night where a certain someone sent me an image of maid dresses that you could put on your boyfriend. And I got so excited that I dropped $30 on it.
Who would do that? Oh my God, they're evil.
Right?
It certainly wasn't me.
I was so mad. And all I ever got out of it was the headband. And I was so pissed that I spent $30 and only got the headset, like the headpiece set, that I was like, we need to take a break. Samo-chan needs to take an extended nap. As it stands, though, Samo-chan is, I think, 27, 28. So he's definitely not up to Takashi right now, but I just need to work on him a little more. But, again, I got distracted, and it fucking sucks,
Sorry
Sushi.
about that.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault at all, I promise. It's honestly, it's the game's fault. It's the game's fault for not giving me the maid dress that I wanted in the first go. So as it stands, I have him in this waiter outfit in a cafe background with just the headpiece. And that's what Sam looks like right now.
That's fine. I mean, that says a lot, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, so, and have you reached a point, I know you said you were closing in on picking a personality. I'm almost there. Have
Mm.
you unlocked that?
I am getting close to it. One of the traits, because I wanted to do composed first, so I believe you needed 500 toughness and 500 shyness. I'm at 550 on toughness, and I'm like at 478 shyness, so I'm pretty close to unlocking
Awesome.
composed. And then I think the other one was either cool or cute. I think it was composed cute is what I chose. So don't yell at me, Sam. Don't you what me at all. So yeah, I have to.
Close chat. Close chat.
Next, we omit this from the chat from the episode because he'll go back and use this against me. Um, but yeah, so I definitely am in trouble right now. But yeah, composed and cute were the two attributes I was going for. And then once I hit level 40, I can unlock all the hairstyles I've been saving up for, and I can finally use them. So here's
Awesome.
hoping. Should be good
Great.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. So my frustration this week has been with Notice Me Senpai. Um, I think we may be on the same kind of page. I'm down to now the last two,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not happening. Like, I'm rotating shit out. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I get the rocker guy to show up, but he won't, like, move forward. And then the scientist, is that who he is? The scientist guy, he won't show up at all. So it's like I'm getting kind of frustrated, but I'm holding out because I know they have an update coming. But how are you doing? Have you finished it yet? Have
Um,
you got a
no. I have three left. Are you the scientist? Are you talking about from the first page of the senpai as the scientist, or are you talking about
no,
the doctor?
the last. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, I
Oh, the
skipped it.
infirmary senpai. Um,
Mhm.
so I figured I didn't know how to unlock him either, and I actually managed to unlock him. I had to change my cafe theme for him. I had to.
Which one?
I changed it to. Which one is it that I have it on right now? I'll tell you right now. For him, because the pink stripe theme
Hmm.
with the chalkboards of the coffee cups, that's how I was able to unlock him. I don't know if cafe themes have a purpose or suit a purpose. It's
Hmm.
just, I guess, kind of cause and effect for me on that one. I have three senpai left that I need to actually get to max level, and that is Sensei, it's Playboy Senpai, and Kramer Senpai. For whatever reason,
Okay.
I can't, for the life of me, get them to advance very far. Like, I'll get a heart here after a week, or after 2 weeks, maybe I'll get another heart. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing wrong. I have the very best beans that I'm using. I must check it every single day. But I don't know if it's the way that I kind of interpreted it is that after you've completed so much so that you keep playing the game, I think they slow down the
I do too.
compatibility rates. Like, that's the only thing that would make sense to me as to why I haven't unlocked them, is because I've maxed out everyone else. I have all the items, I have all the themes. I'm literally maxed out on gold, and I'm at like 7,000 gems. I'm like, that's the only thing I could think of. So,
Yeah, I wonder too if it has anything to do with because I can't. Work has been insane this past month, and I cannot log in and take as many like breaks to check
mhm.
it as I could before. So I wonder too if it's like how many times are you opening the app and like
Mm,
accessing it? I don't know if they can do that, but it's been frustrating
yeah,
lately, and I'm getting kind of to the point where I don't even want to check it,
yeah.
but I do anyway just because of the other mobile addictions in my life. So,
You know what? Knowing, though, with the recent update announcement, which we'll talk about later in the show, I'm okay with it. I'll hold out anything for that. And
yeah.
that we'll discuss in a bit. But once I heard that, I was like, okay, you've reignited my interest. Now give me the theme that I want too, and I'm good to go. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, lastly on me, Tales of Link. If you like the Tales games and you like Puzzle and Dragons, you need to get Tales of Link. It is a mobile game that is just like Puzzle and Dragons. You match up the colors, you attack the enemies, and you win, but you get characters from the Tales series. You make their armor, you level them up. It's really, really addicting. I'm already level 31. I think I started it. When did I start this? I don't know when I started it, but it hasn't been very long. Um, I'm starting to get some of the characters I want, but I haven't got my number one, which is Ludger from Tales of Xillia 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really upset because I always pair up with people and they have him. And he's just staring at me. But yeah. And I was kind of pissed off because so they have this thing where if you get 30 hero stones, you can have like an insane amount of rolls on getting characters, but you can only do it one time. And I was like really pissed off because I didn't get anybody I wanted from that. So, but it's a really fun game. I've unlocked a lot of really awesome characters, and there's a lot going on in that game. Like, it's hard to figure it all out, but if you, I would really check it out.
I may have to download this, because does it also have characters from Tales of Zestiria?
It has all the Tales characters.
Does that mean I can actually play Alicia?
If you get her.
Yo.
That's the trick. Yeah, that's the trick. Like, you can't buy, like, a specific character. Like, I would save up hero stones if I knew I could buy the character I wanted with them, but you can't as of now. You can't.
But I wanna play me. We have the same name. Doesn't that count for anything? And it's spelled the same way. It's spelled the same way. What kind of horse shit is that?
You might get lucky. You might get lucky.
O's Mafia is up for pre-order on Steam. What? Thanks, Mocha. That's something that we'll be talking about tonight. Oh, it's from Bandai Namco. I can't play another Bandai mobile app. I didn't realize that. Bandai is officially on my shit list right now. So.
Why is that?
Because they came out with Sailor Moon drops. They essentially came out with crack.
What is that?
Crack. That's what it is. It's straight up crack. I completely ignored my whole family and my boyfriend for an entire evening just playing Sailor Moon drops. It's basically Candy Crush with Sailor Scouts. And it's an official licensed Sailor Moon game because it's by Bandai Namco. And when I saw it, and I saw that you can collect all these characters and level them up in your little Candy Crush Sailor Moon adventure, because it's going through season 1 of the entire series, I was like, no. Just shut up and take my money. And they did. I pretty much gave them $10 in the span of one night, and I stopped myself there. I was like, I can't do this. $10. We're cutting the limit at $10. And I'm only up to level 33. And as of yesterday, I was still ranked number 1 amongst my friends. But I'm sure that changed between yesterday and today. The game's fucking crack. If you have ever had a mild, like, aneurysm from playing a Candy Crush game, you're going to have this same emotion. Because not only do you want to beat the game and be the best at it, you also get to be a Sailor Scout. And it sucks your life dry. Like, I don't talk to people on my lunch break anymore. Sometimes I don't even answer my texts because I'm too busy playing. Because I'm currently Sailor Mars at level 2 right now. And I'm like, fuck this. And I unlocked her special move. I can exorcise demons and take out a strip of gems. And I'm just... It's crack. I don't know why they do this to me. But they win.
You want to know what's crazy? Is they also made Digimon. Yeah. They're a bunch of drug dealers over there.
You know, I always laughed when you kept saying that you were playing Satan, but now I'm starting to believe it just a little more. This is what Satan feels like. Like. So, O's Mafia is available for pre-order. Damn it. Mocha, I'm distracted now. I was too busy talking about Sailor Moon drops, but now I'm like, I want to click the link, but I have to wait till after the show. Guys, news and announcements. Oz Mafia is up for pre-order on Steam. That's a thing. That is a thing. But, God, there's actually... This, I have to say, I love Otome games. I love the genre. But sometimes you can have your slow news weeks. You know, there could be nothing that's announced. This week, though, I have to say, there was a lot of Otome shit that came out that I was like, whoa. Like, I was typing up the show notes, and I'm like, this happened. Oh, wait, this happened. Fuck, this happened also. I'm like, wow. This was actually a really good week in Otome. There's tons of great things that happened. Tons of great news to be announced. Of course, Oz Mafia is up for pre-order. I cannot stress this enough. I'm legit excited about this.
It has a release date on Steam. It says April 29th. So next week.
With what money, Steam? With what money? Are you going to give it to me?
Well, no, 2 weeks. 1 week, 6 days, and 21 hours, in case you were wondering.
I have to save up my money for my boyfriend to live with me and for me to go visit him in May and go buy things at Tate's Comics. And I have to buy diapers for a baby shower on Sunday. Like, this sucks. There's a whole lot of time that I can't buy the things that I want. I'm just going to keep adding them to the wish list and hope that one day they'll eventually be on sale so I can just buy them all now. It is all Connected Cat made. It is. It is.
I agree.
Do it. Mocha, you're an enabler. I love you for that, by the way. But we have other topics that we did want to talk about tonight. And Mocha, I'm actually really glad that you're here for this episode. Because we're going to talk about something that I know is going to get you fired up. It's going to make you go on another level. So I'm ready for that. But first, we did want to... The husbandos are calling me. Stop. Stop. But I can't just stop the show right now for this. Priorities. This was actually a really good topic idea that came in from Sushi that I wanted to discuss. RPing in a game as a couple. Definitely it's more prevalent in games like MMOs, maybe even anything that involves other real player interaction. So even if it's those like side scroll games like oh god, what was it called? Dungeon Fighter Online, something like that. You can have those interactions. Even Line Play and Gaia and whatnot. You can have like RPing couples and RPing weddings and all that stuff. Have you actually ever had that with your husband, Sushi? Or have you ever encountered that?
No. I never really thought about that. Sab is mainly straight up PvE in MMOs. He reads lore and he's up to date on it and fascinated with it, but he's not really big into RP, I don't think. The only time I ever had like a moment, and this wasn't RP, I was on my death knight and I was in one of the Wrath dungeons, I think UP. I was in UP. Mm-hmm. And I was tanking just to speed up the queue. And I got pushed in on this group, and the first thing they said was, I think my Death Knight's name is Alyssa, and they're like, "Hey, anal Alyssa," and I was like, "Whoa," and they're like, "What? You're not into it?" I'm like, "I'm dead. I'm full of maggots. No, you shouldn't be wanting to do that." They didn't mention it again, so it worked out well. So it was kind of RP in a way. But no, I've been to Goldshire like everyone has on Moonguard, and I've burned my eyes afterwards, and that's about it. So, but I know that you are actually married in a game. So I was curious if you guys RP out in the world in the game, and what's that like? Do you prep beforehand, stuff like that?
I would love to say that me and Son have actually RP'd seriously in Final Fantasy. We actually have not. He is a very big RP enthusiast. Clearly, me and Son got eternally bonded before I even met Sam. And since we basically just use our wedding rings because it has this cast that lets you teleport to your significant other wherever they are, except in certain raids and dungeons, We used it predominantly for hunts, so really that's about as RP as the two of us get. But when you have to do the quest line for the Eternal Bonding Ceremony, you have to go to all these specific points and like fight off these things together. And the real, I guess, concept behind the quest line itself is that, you know, through thick and thin, you're always behind this person's corner. So I guess to some degree, that was an RP moment for us, but we definitely see each other platonically in real life. Like, one, Sun's younger than me in real life. He's a college student that is going into that's in school right now for video game design, but he is very much into RP. He actually actively RPs with the group on our server, and they come and visit. They'll come and, you know, stop by the cafe, and I'll serve them pizzas and whatnot. So I'll RP with them, but not in the romantic sense with me and Sun. But me and Sam, on the other hand, we have actually actively RP'd together, because when me and him first started talking, before we started dating, I purposely made a Rogadin on his server that he was playing on, which is Fairy. And I went over to meet him, and we're like, oh, two Rogadins that are from Limsa Lominsa. They're both under, you know, the same grand company of the Maelstrom. We could probably, like, take screenshots and make really funny dialogue and stories and put something together. So me and him actually started a Tumblr, which we still have up. Tomorrow, I believe, is actually the 1-year anniversary of the Maelstrom Logs. So if you look up the maelstromlogs.tumblr.com, you can actually see some of the RP that we've done there. It's only been like 1 or 2 sessions tops, but once we finally started dating, we actually had an in-game date where we went to the Gold Saucer, and I had a date night outfit set up, and we played Triple Triad, and we were collecting cards and stuff. So from time to time, if we want to just kind of escape from the game, we don't do it nearly as much now just because we're so busy with, you know, actually being a couple in real life and just our own, you know, different interests and activities. We don't get to do it as much, but our two Rogadins are definitely, like, how do I say it? Our two Rogadins are kind of like our keepsake, like, mementos that remind us of, like, our humble beginnings, where we started from. So it's cute, so that I can always go back to her, and I must have Fantasia'd her, like, at least 8 times, and he got so fed up with it. He was like, stop. No, don't be a Lala. So I brought her back to her original form, and she's good now. But Viz had some crazy adventures, so.
Does Final Fantasy, does that game even have add-ons?
No. But if memory serves me right, I believe that they recently talked about, whether it be this upcoming patch or maybe a few patches from now, they're going to implement some modifications so you can mod your UI, but they want to keep it as pure to form as possible. They don't want third-party modifications implemented in the game, because I feel like the way that I understood it from the translations from the live producer episodes was that they didn't want to put mods into the game because they didn't want the game to be exploited when it came to things like dungeons and raids and running savage modes on things, which I think honestly makes sense. If, you know, if the game's been implemented the way it is and it can be beaten, it just may take longer for others, then there's really no purpose for it. I like the UI as it is. I really haven't been bothered by it, so.
Well, Sav reminded me, there are, well, Warcraft has add-ons, which in my personal opinion is part of the problem with the game. But they have a lot of RP add-ons, and so whenever I get bored, when some people get bored with WoW, they go to PvP and they discover it and they fall in love with it. Me, I fall back on RP when I get bored with Warcraft. And I would go to RP servers and read people's background, because it would pop up and it would tell you their mood, their appearance, their height, their weight, their background, and all this other stuff, like their story, so you would know how to approach them and interact with them. But they were always so fucking terrible. So, like, I would just sit there and creep on people and, like, just read their profile, and I'd be like, no, you can't do that. No, I'm sorry. That's not... We're sticking to the lore, okay? We're not going down that route. But I wouldn't say anything. I don't want to ruin their good time. But it was just so funny, like how many Death Knights had children and all this other stuff. And I'm like, you're
Oh.
dead. You are dead. Like, who, first of all, had sex with you? Second of all, how did you create a life? Like you're dead.
Please,
Like,
I have to send you. I have to send you a link to a person who would RP on, I'm pretty sure it's Moonguard. If not, it was the other real popular RP realm in WoW. And this girl was quintessentially like the Princess Barbie of World of Warcraft. And her name was something like,
I love this.
Oh God, I can't remember. It was like Peach something Blossom Bottom or something fucking batshit like out there. And I was just like, no. And then she set up a Wikipedia page for herself. And then she set up a Tumblr page. And I was like, this is, and like, I basically deemed her my arch nemesis in all of World of Warcraft. And then I found out that she did the same thing in Final Fantasy XIV. And I fell in love with her.
God.
No, I fell in love with her. I was like, I fucking love you in Final Fantasy XIV. Why do I hate your RP character in WoW, but I love yours in 14? Like, I don't understand. Like,
maybe the story worked better for her.
it had to
and
be.
But no, like, so that's my only other experience with RP, is I would creep and just read stuff. I never wanted to ruin a person's good time, which just kind of segues into the next thing we were kind of talking about. But I would just creep and just laugh. Like, there were so many, before they came out and said that night elves might be related to trolls, there was all these night elves that were like, I have a troll mother and a troll father, and I'm like, well, then why aren't you in Orgrimmar? Why are you in Stormwind?
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Yep.
Just curious. And then if you want to get really technical, I would judge warlocks that would walk around with their pets out and hunters. Like, if you're a warlock, why would you have your demon out in a major city? Like, wouldn't you want to blend in as much as possible? Yeah, no, this is just, my void walker. I'm a, warlock.
No, but there are
I control demon.
There were some warlocks, though, and this is not to say anything against you, Simodian, because I know Simodian is a human warlock. I knew a couple warlocks. I feel like I need to, like, put, like, a preface or a forewarning, because Simodian is originally the namesake of a warlock. There was warlocks that I knew that are actively RP'd that had intimate, detailed relationships with their succubi, and I was just like, no, you don't do that. That's when we hit, like, that's when we're going on another level. Like, that's incestuous to me. Like, granted, it's not blood relation, but you summoned her from the dark chasm below, and then you're gonna fuck her? That's what you're telling me. I'm like, no, that's not fair to her. Does she know her rights?
Her rights. So Sav just reminded me. So in Exodore, well, in the Draenei starting area, one night it was really, really late, and Smashy was on his druid, I was on one of my Draenei, and Sav was too. And we were just out there leveling, and it was like, we came upon this couple, and you have the cloth, like, underwear that you can wear in Warcraft. There was a female and a male Draenei sitting on top of each other. And you knew what they were doing. So we just kind of went up and, like, stood around. Like, we didn't say anything. We just stood around. Well, they walked into an inn. Smashy got in the window of the inn and got in tree form as a druid and just sat there. I about pissed my pants. Like, I was laughing so hard. Like, he's just sitting there, like, in tree form. And so we annoyed them so much. We didn't say anything to them. We were just hovering. And we annoyed them so much, they started to hearth. But one of them forgot that inn was their hearth, while the other one had a different hearth. So they, like, got separated.
Oh my god, you home wreckers! Home wreckers!
Oh my god, it was glorious. It was, like, I wish, I probably still have that screenshot somewhere, but literally, there's a picture of them sitting on the floor of the inn on top of each other, and then there's bears are fun in tree form in the window. Like, just watching.
And do you ever notice how in RP, in War, and I can only speak based on Warcraft on this, what was with the cat on cat or the bear on cat action that went on? Like, druids apparently were, like, prime acquisition, because if you got with someone that could shift shape forms, like, they were all about them. I was in Orgrimmar, I think it was, and this guy, I guess, wouldn't talk to this girl Tauren because she was in her original cow form. Like, he wouldn't talk to her unless she went into her cat form, and I was just like, that's rude. That's hella rude. What's wrong with being a cow? Like, I literally got offended. I was like, fuck that noise.
If you want a fun Warcraft series of RP and you like Jesse Cox and WoW Krendor, they have a series where they RP'd on, like, Moonguard, and they made characters, and it's fabulous. Like, it's really great. And at the end of one of them, there's a cutscene where they're doing an outtake, and they're sitting in the bar in Stormwind, and in the background, a hunter comes up and sits on the bar and then has their pet come and sit on top of them. And Jesse Cox just goes, "What the fuck is going on back there?" Like, we're sitting here trying to have a conversation and there's a man fucking a dog in the background. It's like, what is going on this server? It's a great series. I forget, Smashing, what's it called? I forget what it's called. I have it bookmarked on my Tumblr, or YouTube, but it is a hilarious series of, like, they RP together and they try and stay in form, but it's very difficult and it's great. They have a lot of voices that if you like Warcraft, you will recognize the people in the videos. I think they have Warcraft Jen. She played a female character. They didn't finish it because they got so much shit from the people on the server that they couldn't get time alone to film it. Yeah, it's Krim Knox and Sprudel. You guys have to see that if you like Warcraft and funny RP stuff. It's great.
Oh,
it's great.
I have to check that out tonight. I'm gonna watch that because that shit always made me laugh. And the people, and then the people who would actually advertise their body, for some reason it was always Draenei, for whatever reason. They would advertise their body in, like, completely, like, loincloth mode and get shit tons of money. They'd get gold. Like, people would trade gold with them in game. And all they would do is just be idling on dance. I'm like, motherfucker, what? Like, I've been doing it wrong this whole time. Like, I didn't know that was the money-making scheme of the game. I was like, those guys must be gold farmers. I don't know if I believe this. But,
there was one, like, and they actually go through Goldshire, and they're reading some of the things, and they're kind of freaking out as to what's happening around. Like, they're really RPing. And there was one point where Jesse reads this one advertisement that's like one-legged quadriplegic or something. Basically, a one-legged person that can't move much looking for ERP. And he, like, loses it. And he's, like, trying to stay in character. And he's like, what's ERP? But he's, like, cracking up because all he can visualize is a one-legged person that can't move that's looking for erotic roleplay. Like, it is great. It's a really good series. And it's free, so go watch it. It's awesome. But, yeah.
I'm going to check it out. Because you know what? ERP not only exists in video games or on YouTube, but, folks, we have an important thing to discuss. Consider this your public service announcement. We're going to talk about Tumblr. Tumblr is an amazing place. Tumblr, as we described, is a bottomless hole. It is an abyss. But in it, there are just tons of golden eggs. Tons of golden eggs. And in those golden eggs, there's something that has been born, revived, killed, resurrected, killed, and then resurrected again. And that is the OTPs. There are so many one-true pairings in Tumblr that it has just kind of ignited this entire, maybe it's safe to say, but a revolution. I'll say a revolution, a fandom for enthusiasts of, different genres, whether it be K-pop, whether it be science fiction, whether it be anime, whether it be video games. One-true pairings exist. And that's great. I love it. I think even Sushi and I can agree that we even have our own personal, teams that we root for and our own one-true pairings. But when does it reach a breaking point. That is a little too much. There's extremists that exist in Tumblr and in that social media forum specifically that are just completely ugly and haggard because I don't think haggard was the word I was looking for, but you knew what I was getting at. That are so ugly and horrible because if you don't agree with their one true pairing, they lose their shit. Like, they lose their shit. And, you know, Mocha, I had you in mind when I thought about this just because of Kylo Ren and Rey and that OTP and people just losing their shit that it can't be real, that it can't happen, that it can't be. I wanted to discuss that at length because it does affect us in some way because we see it happen in Intomes all the time. Like, you know, oh man, if it's a BL game and there's, you know, one true pairings there, or even with the games that we love, like Hakuoki, you have Team Sano, you have Team Saito, you have all these different groups that you belong to. Sushi, I do want to ask you first, who would you say are your original OTPs?
Oh God, I have so many. I can't even begin. I don't know. Like, I didn't prep for that. I don't know. There's so many. Okay, off the top of my head, Trails of Cold Steel, Eustace, and Ren. Mm-hmm. Most of mine are yaoi related. Like, I pair a lot of guys together lately, than guys and females. And so that pretty much, I'll just go with that. If I compare two guys in the game, I'm probably going to end up doing that right now. I've kind of evolved to that point in my life. But what about you?
One true pairings, like I do a lot of heroine, male romanceable route one true pairings. Like definitely Chizuru from Hakuoki. I put her with Saito all the time. Mm-hmm. Same for Cardia. Cardia and Lupin, in my mind, is the only true, real form. Although, I do love Van Helsing. I love Fran. I love Impy. But in my mind, Cardia and Lupin are it. Like, it doesn't feel right to me for them not to be that way. And then, of course, Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask, Princess Serenity and Prince Endymion they were my first OTP, and they'll probably still remain my strongest OTP. Like, I cannot change that. I refuse to change it. Like, it'll never, ever be changed. And then, God, all the K-dramas that I've ever watched, like Boys Over Flowers. Yoon Ji-hoo should have been with Goom Jan-di. I don't know why she got with Gun Jun-pyo. Like, Gun Jun-pyo did not deserve her. I don't even think she was happy to be with him because fucking, spoiler, he fucking became a doctor just to be close to her because she wanted to be a nurse, and yet she still fucking got with Gun Jun-pyo, who went across over to America to go promote his fucking air company of hotels and some other bullshit. That was horseshit in a handbag. I was not okay with that. And then To the Beautiful You, and there's so many, I can't even... K-dramas are probably the OTP route that I take the farthest, or I kind of invest myself too seriously into, but it exists for a reason.
And I have to say that, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Sam's right. You and Yosuke steal my heart. Like, they're happy together. They're happy together.
And I think
thanks, Sam, for that.
I think it's good that we have these OTPs, though. But I think that a lot of people are like, oh my God, like, you don't even care about your own life and your own relationship. You're worried about other couples. Yeah. And you know what? It's fucking okay. It's fucking fine. Like, it leads me down a path of like, oh, what would their children be like? Or, oh, what would their wedding be like? And what would they do for fun? Like, it's fun to think about those things. It's, in a way, it's the way people give a shit about Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. If you're going to give a shit about that, well, then let me give a shit about my video game characters. I don't see the problem with that.
I guess I get more upset when they attack characters directly without really experiencing the full aspect of the story. You know what I mean? Like, that gives, like, it's one thing if you're like, well, I don't really like that person. Okay, that's fine. Like, you don't have to. But I've seen a lot, like, just, for Toma on, like, Tumblr the other night, and this just stuck out in my head. There was some person that was, like, almost violent about him, and I'm like, oh, okay, he's not real. First of
Yeah.
all,
Mm-hmm.
let's calm down.
Yep.
Did you play everything? Are you going based upon what you hear, whatever? Like, I don't get involved with that shit. I keep to myself. I know what I like, but it kind of bugs me when people don't play something or don't experience something and then they get so upset about it that they're gonna have like a heart attack. Yeah, like on Twitter, I think someone said that they didn't like Leo because he was a bad father. He starts out as a bad father at first, but then he grows
Mm-hmm.
and he changes into a good father. But it's like, I mean, they were nice about it. They weren't being mean, but there are some people out there that like they haven't played the game, they haven't experienced it, or they haven't finished it, and they are just so hateful about things. And I don't understand getting so upset about a character that's like not real. Like, it's one thing if you get so excited that you love them, like I'm on board with that. But if you don't like them, you just don't like them. Like, I don't
Yeah.
understand why people carry so much hate for a fictional character at times. But then again, we were just bashing Abigail, so I don't know if I can say
And you know what? I think it's fine. Like, I guess there's fine lines and there's boundaries. Like, there's a black, there's a white, and clearly there's a gray on the matter of OTPs. Like, yeah, there are people that were like, oh no, I don't want that person to ever be a part of that person's life. Like, I'm not okay with that. I'm not good with it.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's some people that take it to another level that are like, you are wrong.
Yeah.
You're absolutely horrible. You live in your mother's basement. You're just the most horrible human being that I don't even know why you're breathing the same air as me. When you take it on a personal level and elevate it to just kind of question a person's intelligence or, question someone's demeanor and disposition, that's when you've taken it too far. These are just personal opinions that people have on characters that they like. Whether it's true or that it'll come to fruition or not, that's a completely moot point. It's a completely moot point. Whatever happens with, Kylo Ren and Rey, if they do get together, awesome. If they don't get together, that's the point too. Like, it is what it is. But don't take it out on a person to go so far as to, question their intelligence or, did you even watch the movie? Or, just question a person's actual logic. Like, I feel like that's just kind of overstepping your boundaries. And I see that happen a lot.
Yeah, to me, it's like instead of, take that negativity and channel it into the thing that you do support,
Mm-hmm.
like, and there's no need, like, the whole thing is you're part of a fandom, and that's great. And you want it to continue and you want it to grow and blossom, and people are going to have different opinions. So just embrace the different opinions, support what you like, and let other people be happy, because the more people that are happy, the more fandom you have and the more fan art that you get that we desperately need for a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I agree.
so I don't get involved in that stuff. I support whoever makes people happy, and I don't like threats and negativity and all that stuff towards someone that just likes something because they like it.
Yeah.
That's just me.
What they don't realize is that the importance of fandoms, and for me, what I come to see from, mind you, a third-person observation, because granted, I have these OTPs, I don't openly go out and go crazy about them myself personally, just because I don't have the time to be on the internet as much as I used to. I probably would be more vocal about it if I had more time to log onto the internet. Unfortunately, work is not on my side with that. But what I do notice is that with these OTPs and these fandoms, it's creating communities. And I always want a community to have positive growth as opposed to negative, that they're all united under one cause, that they're all united under one thing that's, positive and uplifting. Like, it's something for them to look forward to. So to see those fandoms possibly take a sour turn, like the anti-Raylo fans that are out there, or the anti-Leo fans or anti-Toma fans that are out there, and see them kind of twist it and demoralize it, I feel like you're taking everything that this started out as and you're making a mockery of it. So I wish there was less, like, anti-groups on certain things. Like, I think there's more peaceful ways or diplomatic ways to go about it, and they just haven't reached that point yet. It's a little, it's upsetting. It's a tough pill to swallow, so
Yeah.
kind of bummed out.
But everyone get along, support each other. Support.
Yeah. It's, and it's hard to, you can't ask the internet to be supportive and be positive. It's easier said than done. But I feel like the way I've seen certain groups, and I'll only cite this because I was a part of this group many years ago, many moons ago, no pun intended, was the Galaxy Cauldron RP groups. That was probably one of the best communities for Sailor Moon that I've ever been involved in, on an RP level and just on a level of having, you know, a fandom and something that you enjoyed. There was a lot of people that had many, they weren't really deemed or titled OTPs at the time, but they had their ships. Like, I mean, it wasn't just Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask for them. It could have been Sailor Moon and, you know, Sailor Starfighter, or Sailor Moon and one of, you know, the members of the Negaverse. But everybody was respectful about it because everybody in that group came from different walks of life. And that, you know, the fact that that still exists to this day, the fact that Galaxy Cauldron is still running and still strong as ever, it may not be widely publicly known, but it is still very well known for who they are and what they represent. That's got to say something, because the way they grew and promoted their community, it's been done in a proper fashion. And I think if other communities kind of adopted what Galaxy Cauldron did, I think there would be more positive growth for those fandoms and those ships. So, yeah. Well, it's a pain in the ass, though. But I did want to mention it because, shit, that happens to our Tomeis. I see people lose their shit all the time. And, I mean, the icky hate out there is not fun. So, icky hate is not good out there either. And granted, I'm not a huge Icky fan myself, but poor Icky. He really gets the most. He gets a lot of flack, and I feel really bad about it. But this week in news and releases, guys, there's a whole lot of shit going on. I know you added some in here. If you want to just kind of give the rundown on those, Sushi, and I'll give the rundown on some of the other ones too.
Sure. So, quickly, Destiny's Princess, a war story, a love story, is out now on Steam. I think it's still on sale for $9.59, which is great. It is the same studio that did The Men of Yoshiwara. I did the prologue. It reminds me of Hakaoki with demons and a demon blade, but it still is very different. The demons are scary as shit. Like, they were on the screen for a while, and I was like, I want to get past this. It seems very interesting. So I would encourage you to check it out. I liked it. I will probably go back through and play it, the first chapter. I don't know who I would go after, but basically, I think you are a princess, and your castle's being burned down, and everyone around you's dead, and you make a deal with a demon, and everything comes back to the way it was. Your father is there, your brother is there, your retainers, but they're not your father and your brother and the retainers. They're other people who have been placed into those roles. So it should be very interesting, because I assume you can date your father and your brother, but I don't know. So we'll see. Mm-hmm. Notice Me Senpai. Jump in here on this one if you want, but they're having twins adding to the game, 2 more characters, and they're adding outfits, right?
Yes, outfits. Outfits that you could put on your senpai.
Yeah. Always Remember Me is on sale on Steam. It's $11.39. It's a pretty decent otome. If you're curious about it before you buy it, I would recommend going for on YouTube, looking up Dodger, Always Remember Me. She is a great female YouTuber. She is funny. She likes cats and anime and manga and otome, and she did the whole game, and she adds the voices, and it's really funny and cute. So I would check that out if you're kind of on the fence about that. I'll let you do the rest.
Okay. Yeah. So Sentai Filmworks had announced this week that the licenses for Hakuoki, Warrior Spirit of the Blue Sky, is coming to the U.S., so we will be seeing that. If you guys are familiar with the anime series, yes, the anime series is absolutely awesome. Absolutely enjoyed it. So to see that coming over here, that'll be great. When is the release date, or when can we expect to see more information about it? I don't know. But definitely, if you are a Hakuoki fan, for all of your favorites, be sure to go check that out. I know I will probably be watching it for Saito. Do I think it's coming out to theaters? I don't believe it is. I think it's going straight to DVD, if I'm not mistaken. But don't quote me on that. In addition, Pub Encounter is also now available on Steam. To those who are not familiar with the game Pub Encounter, this is a Tome game that gives all walks of life a chance. So ladies, if you say weren't a big fan of the juniors in the Tome games, or guys your age, and you wanted, a Morgan Freeman type or a Sean Connery type, this is definitely the game for you. This is definitely where you can romance middle-aged men. And I believe there's a grandpa in there, if I recall correctly from the cover image that I saw on the Steam page. I saw it and I kind of tried looking for the guy that looked like Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin. I was like, I'm going to romance that guy. I don't know if I found him, though. But it's basically like a quintessential like bar story, if I'm not mistaken, because obviously the title as it exists is Pub Encounter. So, as I wrote in the show notes, get at the middle-aged men before they get tempted to buy a sports car. Let that be your motivation to buy the game.
The thing that disturbed me about this game is that there's a slider for body hair. And I don't do body hair, so I will not be checking out this game. Like, it terrifies me that there's a slider for that. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, what we should do, Sushi, wait, is Old Man Zen in chat? Is he in chat? I gotta check. We should gift this to him on Steam.
Oh my god, we should.
I think it costs $10.59. This is well worth the $10.59. I think, Sam, tell me if I'm wrong, we should buy this for Raj. I think Raj would really love Pub Encounters. I think he probably cursed me out, but we should still give it to him. In addition, I definitely want to give a shout out to one of our our regular listeners and viewers of the show. Seduce Me 2, The Demon War, was greenlit on Steam. Be sure to check out this awesome post from one of our dear friends, Chestnut. She put up a post in Q Times with regards to why this game should be greenlit. And you can really read in the article, we were very fortunate enough, along with one of our other dear friends, Ellie Berries, to get a first look at the post before it went live. And the enthusiasm and excitement that she has towards the game and why it should be greenlit, to know that some of those same sentiments are shared by hundreds, if not thousands of other people. I'm really glad to see that this game did get greenlit. I know a lot of folks are very, very excited about this. I personally even put it on my own wish list. I'll probably be picking it up when the time is right and it's available. So, Seduce Me 2, The Demon Wars. It's coming. It got greenlit. In addition, there is another really exciting game on that's going up in the current Greenlight project. It is a Monster Boy BL game called Monstrous Lovers. It definitely doesn't have the Western elements in terms of art or CG. Like, it's not very anime-ish. It's your run-of-the-mill, North American animation. But it's fucking monsters loving on one another. I was looking through the pictures and I was like, oh shit. I'm like, I need to get in on this. I need to jump on this. So I wanted to give my part into it. I asked Sushi as well when I put it in the show notes. We're going to give a little signal boost to this. You guys, if you want to see monsters love on one another, greenlight this game. Give them some love. Of course, as Mocha said too, Oz Mafia is now available for pre-order on Steam. Unfortunately, I don't have a link in front of me right now because I didn't have it in the show notes. This actually is just very new news to us here. Do you have a link for that, Mocha? And we'll definitely get that out there to fans and friends. Oz Mafia is now available for pre-order on Steam, so jump on that. Someone gift it to me. Because I'm not buying it right now. That's just not going to happen. It'll go on the wish list, though. This is the one that I'm excited about. This is the one I've been waiting for with anticipated, anxious, bated breath for the last God knows how long. The Men of Yoshiwara Ogiya. Men of Yoshiwara 2. It's coming out this month, folks. It's coming out this month. For however many months I've had the heroine as my freaking avatar on Twitter, it came to fruition. I get to love on the dude that I think was like an athlete. Was he an archer? I think he was an archer. I wanted him, though. I wanted him bad. So, Men of Yoshiwara 2, Ogiya, is coming out this month. I don't believe they actually have a specific date notated on it. I'm assuming sometime this week we'll actually get the official date for it. But get excited about it, folks. If you like the Men of Yoshiwara one, if you want to see Sushi blush during stream again, you should go pick it up for her. I'll probably gift it to her just so I can see her blush on stream. But definitely get that checked out. Yes, Cafe Zero. I think we actually mentioned this on the last episode of the podcast. I don't remember. Rosevert Games did get the green light, though, on Cafe Zero. There's an actual extended title. And Sumi-Jen is going to be so mad at me because I don't remember the title of it. I'm really sad about it right now. I will get that for you guys, though. Cafe Zero is also available. I enjoy the Rosevert games. This is not an Otome game. This is more of a visual novel and kind of like a mystery murder visual novel, but still worth tons of fun. And there's maid outfits. And I believe there's butlers. Just saying, get into it. Yes, Cafe Zero is what it is. So be sure to check that out as well, you guys. And I think that's actually going to be it for us this week. We always want to thank everybody for being active on the screen. Daiko says, speaking of Men of Yoshiwara, I almost rode a train called Hayabusa in Japan. Did the lights go like this, though, because of his eyes? I'm just curious. No, I kid. Hayabusa is an awesome dude. But we do want to thank everybody for joining in on the stream with us tonight. There are so many people that I'm going to give some shout-outs to right now, if my thing would work for me. Oh, and it works. So, much love to Corgi, as well as Daiko. Emma's here. My girl, Flan, she hangs out with me on the Discord. And I feel so bad. Flan, I am so sorry that it takes like a day for me to respond to you. But I want you to know I love you, and I hope you're feeling better. Please don't be sick anymore. No more sicky. So hopefully you're feeling better. As well, Hackwoki and Mocha. And of course, tons of love to our moderator team and staff, Sabella, Simodian, and of course, the ever-eloquent Smashy who needs to find love on Tomodachi Life and Stardew Valley. Or just Tomodachi Life, right?
Yes.
I think that's it. Sushi, I'm going to start off with you this time. How can folks reach you on the internet?
I am Sushi Geisha on Twitter, Tumblr, and you can search it on YouTube for old videos. I also have a blog that I have not updated, but it has awesome CGs of old games that I haven't updated. It is sushigeisha.co because I cannot afford the M. So that's me. Catmaid, you're also in this too. Catmaid, want to give you love to that. If you guys want to follow me online as well, you can also find me on Twitter at PizzaMaid. You can find me on Tumblr at PizzaMaid-Sama. So I think it's because somebody took PizzaMaid on fucking Tumblr. Bastards. It is, though, PizzaMaid-Sama. They're not really bastards. They just make me sad. But it is definitely PizzaMaid-Sama or PizzaMaid-Sama.tumblr.com. I really kind of just go and follow things to retweet. I'm not that active of a Tumblr. I think the most active thing you'll find me on is Twitter, as well as Instagram, and of course on my blog, pizzamade.moe. 30 days of ARPL is going on right now, ARPIL, and I'm giving everybody the rundown and backstory behind my cat girl maid, Alicia Rue, so if you guys are interested to learn more about her, be sure to check it out. And that will do it for tonight's episode.
Oh my God, I need another bottle of water because my mouth is parched. I talk so much. But again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We love you so, so much. And we hope to see you guys back here at this same bat time and this same bat channel next week. So from all of you guys tuning in, good night.
Bye.